Hello and welcome to our cottage garden. We have a really fun video today. We're starting in our veggie patch. Things are looking really great. So many things are just really loving this heat we've been getting. But there's just a few little things that we want to do. Some transplanting, potting up some mint, a few little projects that we just want to sort of tie up the loose ends for. So if there's any gardening projects that you have on your to-do list, let's go ahead and do those together today. So our veggie patch is looking fantastic, and there are a few elements that I'm just really happy that we did. So putting all of the rows together, taking out the middle bits, and then adding flowers there has been incredible. One of the flowers that I didn't expect to love as much as I do is this. It's called Perfume Deep. It's Perfume Deep Purple. It's the Nicotiana. Now, we've grown Nicotiana before, but this one in particular, the perfume is right. It's so gorgeous, that scent, and the flowers are beautiful. And I think because we have so many marigolds, we have calendula, and then a lot of the flowers on our zucchini and cucumbers and things like that are yellow and orange. This purple with those is stunning. So let me show you up close. So it's one of those flowers that I really didn't expect to be as beautiful and for me to love as much as I do. I've grown Nicotiana. It's great. I've grown it in the cottage garden. I really love it. The hummingbirds do visit it. But this one, the perfume is incredible. And it's just so beautiful and rich. Oh, I love it. And the scent on this, oh my gosh, it sort of has a sweet pea scent to it, but it's so beautiful. We just have 4 of them here, but I'm so glad we added these in. So what we're going to start with, I think, there's lots of things that we could do. We're probably going to end up weed whacking and coming through and, clearing out some of the beds, doing some hoeing and things like that. But I want to start by planting up this peppermint. We have some chocolate peppermint here, and we just found some in the lawn here in our veggie patch. I potted them up in small pots, and now it's just time to transplant them into proper terracotta pots for the season. So this here beside our stump is our herb bed. And we do have some echinacea here. I like having this for teas and things like that. Some sage, oregano, lemon balm, but here's the chocolate peppermint. And I'm just going to take them out of those pots. I rested them in there so it would be easy to water, but I'm going to take those out of the pots. We're going to bring them into the cottage garden and I'm going to plant those up. And then the other thing that we're going to do here is tackle the beans. So I put up the string here on this support, but it's just not enough. They need something. They're just really climbing and they're not really utilizing the string. So what we're going to do is I'm either going to tie some string vertically here just so that they can grow on those, or I might even take some branches the way that we've done with these pea cages over on this side, just to encourage them to kind of start the climbing process. And speaking of peas, none of the peas that we planted made it. So the earth has been kind of scruffled around. So I'm pretty sure that we have a little chipmunk or a squirrel or a little bunny or something in here that has just eaten all of the peas. So I think what we're going to do is just scrap the peas for this year. Kind of sad because Georgie loves the peas and so do we. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to plant some beans up there. So we'll have a lot of beans this year, but that's okay. I love beans. So we might just plant some of those seeds, or we might head to our local nursery and see if they have anything fun that we can just like last minute plunk in the ground, because neither of the peas made it. A couple of the peas on the other in the other bed made it, but then they just got completely eaten in the last few days. So it means that our chipmunks and bunnies are happy, but It means that we have an empty bed there. The other thing is that we want to move this calendula. It's just way too close to the dahlias. I didn't realize where Bert had put the dahlia tubers. He planted the tubers directly in the ground. And so then when we set out some of our annuals to plant like the calendula and things, they're just too close in this bed and in the other bed there. So we're just going to be moving those a little bit. But you guys, look at our tomatoes. So we just did our veggie patch makeover not long ago, and look how much our tomatoes have grown. And so when we come in, what we do is we just take the tomato and kind of twirl it up like that. And then I might come in if I see blooms and kind of help them pollinate. So for example, with this one here, we would just one-handed wrap that around like that. There we go. And then over here, it's the same. They're just looking so great. So happy. And the nicotiana over there that I showed you is actually fantastic for keeping the tortoise beetles away from our tomatoes. So if the tortoise beetle is something that you struggle with, I would suggest companion planting nicotiana with your tomatoes and your eggplants, things in the nightshade family, because they seem to prefer the nicotiana to our tomatoes, which is great. But yeah, look how giant these tomatoes are getting. This one here is already almost as tall as me. So that's just so fun. I love the tomatoes here. The other thing we're going to do is just do a little bit of harvesting. And I think I'll show you how we make our nourish bowls. We make some version of like a nourish bowl, Buddha bowl sort of thing almost every single day for lunch. So I'll show you how we do that because a few of you have asked, so happy to do that. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get set up and we'll start doing some stuff. I don't know if we'll plant these pea beds in this video, but we will eventually. These are getting huge. Okay, that's all the calendula. Just moved, so we're giving the dahlias plenty of room. I did a little bit of weeding, but I think we might come in and do that a different day. Just spend a whole day weeding out here when I have Bert with me, so we can really just tackle it together. But now we're gonna figure out what to do with these beans. They're looking really healthy and really good, but they just need better supports. So I think I might take the string and try and do vertical lines like we talked about, because I do like the structure here of the little teepees and then the branch across the top. I like that, and we've done tripods in the past before for our beans, and they've done really well just with the string around horizontally. But we'll try it vertically, and then we'll see in a couple of days if they've taken that. Gosh, got like a fly who wants to become my best friend. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, So that's looking a lot better. They have something to grip onto. I put a few twigs at the base just so they would encourage them to climb up. But I think those are gonna do really well. I might have to put in another little twig right there. I'm just putting in twigs because I ran out of the string. But I think that's gonna do really, really well. I think that'll be nice. So basically I just tied the string to this bottom string here, and then I wove it behind, in front, behind, in front, and then tied it to the very top, all the way across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 strings down the center, so 4 on either side. And then I just did kind of a triangle on the ends, just so they have something to grip onto. So tied it on the bottom and then wove it through and did a little triangle there. But there we go. Little grid network that hopefully should support all of that. Our balsam is in bloom. Look at these. And look at that. Daylilies are blooming. More salvias, morning glories up here. I think it's getting close to lunchtime, so I'm gonna go ahead and harvest some lettuce, and we'll grab the mint so we can pot that up maybe after lunch. Look at the lettuce though. It is looking so healthy and beautiful. I love it. Kale's not quite ready yet, but I know I do want some dill, which is going to flower. Look at all these beautiful, beautiful nasturtiums. All of our bib lettuce here. Bert and Georgie joined us, brought over some water so I could water in the calendula. Bert's doing some computer work, so it's nice to get out, huh? It is, isn't it? So I did the beans, transplanted this. Oh, good. So we're gonna take these over there. We've got some lettuce and some dill, and I think I'm gonna harvest some kale because we're almost out of broccoli.
Yep.
So that's gonna be our cruciferous veg for this one. I love eating like cruciferous vegetables during lunch. Try and eat them as much as I can during the day. So broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts. Hi, George. Kale. All right, let's go. This hydrangea is blooming. I'm so excited. It hasn't fully opened up yet, but once it does, the pollinators just go crazy. But the daisies are blooming. I love those. Okay, we have some nice kale in here. It's being eaten a little bit, but not too bad. So we can pick some of this. So some for us, some for the wildlife. Okay, so all of our produce has been washed. I'm gonna cut up some mushrooms and then I'm just gonna saute these. So we've got the dill, lettuce, kale. Go ahead and cut these. Down the middle, turn it, slice it. So just sauteing the mushrooms with a little bit of coconut oil or olive oil, and then a little bit of balsamic, just a touch of water to get things going. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic. Now we're just heating up some lentils. We cook a big batch for the week, and so we'll let those heat up. A little bit of garlic. Okay, then we start with some lentils, maybe like a cup each, cup and a half. Add the mushrooms, then the kale. Then I'm gonna add the lettuce. I'll add a little bit of nutritional yeast, steamed broccoli, some balsamic glaze. Then I'll add some of this dill and some beautiful little flowers. Pretty nasturtiums. They add a nice peppery flavor. And then I'm just gonna grate a little knuckle of frozen ginger on top. And that's all. Yummy Nourish bowls. We like moving the chairs so that we can get a good view of the garden. But we're just gonna enjoy these out here. Yum, yum, yum. These are so good and they're just very quick to make. I know it looks like it takes longer than it does, but just steaming the broccoli, if you do the lentils for the week, it's really easy. And then just cutting up the veggies. Sometimes I just rip them up from the garden.
This is delicious.
That was delicious. I'll put those chairs away. First, grabbing the potting soil so we can pot up those beautiful chocolate peppermints. But I just wanted to show you some things that are looking really good in our cottage garden. It's looking so beautiful this time of year. You know, I've showed you the geraniums, the boom chocolate geraniums, the penstemon, all looking good. But we have some really gorgeous things. All the annuals are filling in the path. Look at this gorgeous clematis. This is the Clematis jackmanii, and it is such a rich, beautiful purple, kind of like that nicotiana that I showed you earlier, but it's kind of just poking through the fence here. Oh, there's a spider. And it just looks so charming. It's really dark and it's high contrast right now, so you can't really tell, but these stand out as so purple, and they look beautiful next to the white of these begonias and the gorgeous pink of these lavender sun patience. So let me show you. They are just so stunning. They're so charming, and there's tons more buds, but they just look so sweet. There's buds up here and over here. It's just looking really sweet. And then look at our beautiful cup and saucer vine. Oh my gosh, it is climbing like crazy all the way to the top. And our morning glory is climbing. And it's even starting to bloom. Look at this. So we have one on that side and one on that side. That's just so fun to see it like that. And we have tons of orange daylilies on the hill, which is so funny. Not really part of our soft color scheme. But things are just looking and feeling really happy right now. I love it. And then the main thing that I wanted to show you is our beautiful fairy rose. It just has the most amazing blooms. And a lot of them are on the ground, you know, as you can see here. This whole branch is on the ground. So many blooms because of all the rain. But it's just loaded with buds in the center there, and it just is such a beautiful color. I really love that there. It looks stunning. It looks so whimsical. And then as you can see, this one from this direction is really starting to fill up with blooms. So that's just so fun. Also, right behind here, behind our ivory halo dogwoods, all of the astilbes are blooming up against the house. It is so precious back there. See right there? They're just, it's like its own little miniature kind of like secret border. And they're all over here as well, interspersed amongst those boxwoods. And you can see the astilbes on this side as well. So they're on that side as well. So they're just like underneath the windows. So sweet. All right, pretty things. The hummingbird just came by, but we'll go ahead and get our chocolate peppermint planted. Plant those up in some terracotta pots, and then we'll do some cutback, I think. But they're looking pretty good. So I have these little white clay pots. So I think I'm gonna put those in these. That'll be nice. All right, those are looking really cute. I'm gonna give them a minute. I might take them out of the sun since it's kind of beaten down a little hard today. But now I'm just gonna do some cutback of our beautiful Spessart geraniums. They've put forth their beautiful ivory colored blooms, that beautiful display in springtime. And now they just need to be deadheaded. So I'm gonna come through and deadhead those. We've got a number of them on the property, and if I see anything else like weeding or other things that need to be deadheaded along the way, I'll go ahead and take care of those. Things are looking good. I think I might need to water our sun patiens over there. They're looking a little bit tired. Let me do that first. Okay. Oh goodness, look at that poor petunia being eaten by the slugs right in the center. Well, here we have our geraniums. So see, I just need to come in and cut off the spent blooms. Should be easy. We have another one there. Another one over there. Another one here. And then some more over there. Okay, so we did those three. My little satchel is pretty much full. I'm gonna go dump this in our compost and then we'll start on these. Look at these daisies, I love these. So right near our front door, over here, we just have these beautiful daisies that I started from seed the first year that we were here. It took them a while to get started. And there are different varieties. This one has much shorter petals. And then this one has the longer, kind of wild looking petals, but they're so fun. From the front of our garden, this whole area kind of sparkles because we have all of these small buds on the impatiens and sun patiens and begonias. And then seeing these are really sparkly and the little buds kind of sparkle from a distance. Then we're gonna come over here and we have some more things like, I'll cut back that geranium and that one there. And then a few others over there. Okay, our little shade border is looking really good. That looks so much tidier. Wow. I want to just show you something kind of funny. So a lot of our spring things didn't bloom this year. The bleeding hearts on this side didn't bloom, and the gorgeous Solomon seal didn't bloom. But it's July 2nd right now. Let me show you something. So our beautiful shade bed, that's looking so good. Hello? Look at the bleeding heart. How funny. Usually she blooms so early in the year, so that's pretty funny. She's blooming after the foxgloves. And then look at this. Our Solomon seal is coming up. See here? And here. How curious. It does not look good. I love how it just tumbles over the rocks there. Focus, please. There we go. I think I'm gonna water in our Brawalia a little bit. It's looking fantastic there from when we transplanted it, but it looks a little bit like it could use some water. And with our foxgloves back here, they put on such a beautiful display, but I'm gonna wait until they fully dry back, and then I'll shake those, and then I'll cut them down. All right, there we go. This border is looking so pretty. I love that Brawalia, that pop of purple here. This is one of my favorite jobs, doing the geranium cutback, because these geraniums, they smell incredible. It's my favorite scent in the garden. It's like lemons and flowers, and it's just, oh, it's my favorite. They have such an incredible scent. So if you can get your hands, I think this is the Spessart geranium. Basically, we've just got one and then divided it to create all of this, harmony and cohesion throughout all of our different gardens. But cutting them back is such a joy because they just smell incredible, and they perfume the air with this citrus blossom fragrance. It's incredible. So let me know if you've grown these before. It's like a woodland geranium. So beautiful. I think it's the Spessart. It's just incredible. The leaves smell amazing. You could come through and try to deadhead them just by kind of pulling them out, but the way that geraniums spread, that kind of, you make them susceptible to just pulling out the whole entire plant. Just because they spread in these little clumps. And if you pull one out, it'll pull out the whole clump. So I just take a few minutes and go through and do the deadheading. It's really nice. Okay, now that we've done that, I think what I'm gonna do is cut back all of these bulbs. I think we're ready to say goodbye to this bulb foliage. So basically right up here, by the front, in our little porch bed, we have tons of this bulb foliage all throughout here. And the bulbs themselves are still up. So we're gonna go ahead and cut all of that back. Okay, so we've done, oh my gosh, these black flies, you guys. I thought it was done, but it's not. So we've done the cut back. I think it's looking really good. And now I'm gonna tackle this planter. Number one, it's kind of being swallowed up by the hostas there, which I love. I love that it gets kind of taken up, because in the beginning of the year, that's such a prominent place. And now it's just sort of hidden. But I want to maybe lift it up, maybe have Bert help me put it on a stump. And then I'm going to transplant out that easy daisy, and I'm going to replace it with a beautiful interrupted fern. I just think something like that, big, beautiful foliage popping out here, is going to be really pretty. And the lime zingy green of that fern is going to look so pretty, I think, paired with these hostas, these blue-green hostas. Love it. It's kind of shady here now, but it has that like dappled light coming through. Isn't that pretty? And I love how it looks. So there it is. But it just looks so pretty. I love it. And especially if we lift this up, that'll look gorgeous. Yeah, I think that's gonna look really pretty. And so now what I'm gonna do is plant up the easy daisy that survived because the other one died. I'm gonna plant that up in a terracotta pot and we might put that in the sunken garden in the back. But I think that looks so nice. Much tidier than having that other one in there. So maybe I'll get Bert to come and help us find a little stump to place that on top of. That'll be cute. I am just so in love with our English sunken garden. I just think it's so fun and pretty. Ugh. So I just plunked it right there. Watered it in. Looks a little messy and lopsided, but that's okay. I think I'm gonna go ahead and water all these pots, but oh my gosh, look at everything looking just fabulous. Look at this cashmere pink superbena. The kufiyas. All the hollyhocks that we planted are starting to really put on some growth. These here are looking good. I am just loving how it looks back here. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, so I think to close things off, I'm just gonna water the pots there, and then we'll just see where Bert's at. If he is available to find something to just use as like a plinth to put that urn on top of, that planter, I think that'll be really, really nice. But otherwise, thank you so much for joining me. This was such a nice day, very chill. It was beautiful out. I love the sunshine and the warmth. Like this video if you like, subscribe if you're not already. I can't believe how close we are to 50,000 subscribers. That is bonkers. So thank you for being here. This is so much fun for me to be able to share one of my biggest passions with you. And I'll see you again in the next one. Bye. Sweet Bert took a little break and grabbed a stump for us. Yay! Oh, that is so pretty. That is gonna be beautiful. I love that. That's so whimsical looking.